All right, I'm here for the Tropic Kings tournament. It is in Monday's practice round. Just trying to set myself up today to make sure that I've got the right driver and ball set up. That's my whole goal the first day, and that I'm putting my ball in the right spot for the second shot. So that is always goal number one when playing these tournaments. So in Monday's round, that's always what I'm looking for, is just making sure I'm setting it up right and I'm bringing the right stuff. So I'm trying to get over into this area right here and then come at the green. This is not a high percentage eagle hole. It's tough on this green. And I think if you've got lower developed clubs for the second shot, you're definitely going to want to bring a big dog. And you're probably going to have to hit the drive shot with your extra mile. I'm going to bring a big ball, and anytime the word big dog comes into play, you help yourself out by using a power 3 ball. You're bringing a big dog because you need distance, and why wouldn't you help it out by bringing a big ball? If I bring that same big ball up here, I'm going to try this the first round here. I'm going to go at it with a QB, trying to lay up out here, because this is a layup shot, and if you're using a 3 power ball, you can get up into this area. I'm going to bring a cube, and you don't have to necessarily get all of it. You know, if you're in front of that line, somewhere up here in the top of this, you're good to go. You don't have to push the issue and get up against the rough. I'm going to come at it with a QB, a Titan, and a Sniper is what I'm going to bring in the first bag here, just to try this out. And my Sniper, yay! I finally got what I needed. I got just enough. I opened up a gold chest here this morning and got just enough to upgrade my Sniper. It's the last of my commons to upgrade to max club. So here we go, Sniper max. Get a little more distance, a little more top spin, and the top spin on the Sniper is a big deal. You know, that kind of makes up for some of the yardage you lose. But upgrading my Sniper. And these common clubs are expensive to upgrade. So if you're upgrading your clubs, or if you're new to the game, you've got lower developed clubs, but you've got a bunch of cards in these, do the math. Really, the Sniper is not... I started playing with it when it was at level 6. But it really becomes it starts to really become that awesome club that everybody talks about when it's at level 8. So it takes 4, and then it takes 10 to get to the next level, then it takes 20, then it takes 50, then it takes 100. I think is it 200, and then 400, 1,000, 2,000. So, you know, count how many club cards you have for it to see if you can get it to level, level 6 at the absolute minimum. But if you're comfortable with some of your other clubs, once you get enough club cards to upgrade it to level 8, then it's definitely worth investing the coins to upgrade that club. But always be excited when you get common cards, even if you've got a club that you've already got maxed out and you're getting extra cards for it. That's just how it works. Don't be too upset about it. But getting your common cards maxed out, you could come out in this game and play with this bag right here, minus the Hornet. You could, switch that out for a Claw. And this bag right here is going to be very, very competitive. Just playing with your common cards. So getting your common cards maxed out is number one with your cards, with your clubs. That's goal number one. But those cards are awesome. Those are great clubs. So you can do a lot of damage out on the course with these with maxed out common clubs. So on this hole, I'm taking a quarterback and a Sniper, and I'm going to bring a big ball. I'm going to bring a Titan. I don't necessarily need a lot of curl, and we'll check this out and see whether or not a Kingmaker would be better, but I have lots of Titans, so I'm going to use a Titan on it. So off we go. Hole number 1 of the Tropic Kings tournament. There's some cool holes in this tournament. There's some that are very technical. And as the week works on, there's some holes that we're just going to absolutely have to get. I'm looking at, a minus 13 as my base absolute minimum score So with the Titan, you can see how much distance I have here with the quarterback. So I've got plenty of distance. I'm not bringing the Titan necessarily for this shot. I'm bringing the Titan for the next shot. So I'm going to try this. Let's find a spot here that we can be consistent. So I've got my blue ring rubbed up against the transition between the rough and the fairway. I'm going to use one top spin. Let's see how much carry we get. The thing I like about these commons is that a lot of them are 100% accurate, so it's one per ring. Nothing special, just hit it out there. Hitting it perfect. I'm just trying to get a little bit of forward roll, and let's see if we get too close to that rough up there. I'm not interested in getting too close to that rough. I'll see what the second shot is here, like distance wise. Like, am I just a little bit short of where I need to be? Because I put one topspin on that. It looked to me like I could put two topspin on it. If I put two topspin, I'd probably add just a little teeny bit of right hand curl to get it to come up on this side in the front. And because where it was at right there, it's a little more to the left. You got a little bit more distance. If you can see the way that this curls around here, there's a little bit more distance right here if I hit it there. So the pocket's a little bit deeper. My opponent also brought a 3-power ball. And that's what we don't want to have happen. We do not want to end up in the rough or the sand up here. It is better to be short and go for it from there. So straight in, so a little bit of distance would help me, but I got to get away from that sand. And this is a tough green to get onto and get the ball to stay at the hole. It wants to roll down to the left when it gets on. So I'm going to put on 2-5, 2.5 rings. And just take a nice easy shot. Hitting it perfect. Nothing special. I just want to see what the looks look like today and how things are rolling. So the ball guy was pretty accurate right there. And we're in a forward motion heading towards the hole, so the ball guide was a little accurate. So maybe adding on just a little bit of topspin, or maybe one more bar of topspin. I'll have to go back and watch the video and see what I added on that. This is not going to be a high percentage hole to get an Albion, but we want to make sure that we're giving ourselves a look every time we get here. So if I picked up a little bit more distance on the drive, then that's going to change what's going on. So I think I'm going to put on here 2 topspin max, and then max right side spin. Just a nice and easy shot. I'll miss my putt just because I don't want to qualify today. But we had a very easy eagle right there. Anytime you see anybody go to the right, I'm not a big fan of going to the right here. I think the deal is you'll work really hard if you go to the right, and you have the shot from the right hand side coming into the green is not as good as the shot coming into the green from the left. It's one of those deals, people will work really hard to get into a spot on the right, and then they get there and they go, wow, the shot sucks. The next shot sucks. My opponent's getting ticked. Stop the bleeding. All right, that was hole number 1 of the Tropic Kings tournament. That's exactly what I wanted to have happen. I think I like the QB, the Titan. just because I have a lot of Titans, and I think the 3-power ball, you can see where my red line was with my sniper, and I wasn't as far up in that pocket as I could have possibly got, but I was pretty far up in this area. And so if you look at it, I was probably in this area right here, and it is a little bit deeper on this curve down in here. So if I put just a little teeny bit, or I can it also could be the setup, I could move the ball over, but if I put just a little teeny bit of curl to make sure that it goes in a right hand direction, I got a little bit of depth, a little bit more depth right there. Maybe 1.5, maybe 2 topspin. I'm going to write down 2 topspin so the next time I play it, I'll see if I can get that extra little bit of distance, but still be safe. So if I hit it left or the right, I don't want it so that in the pocket it's perfect, but if I hit it to the left or the right, it just barely rolls into the rough. I'm not interested in being involved in that rough because you can't get on. Even with a Nirvana, you can't get on. You can see where how our opponent came at it. You just cannot make it. I mean, the red line with my sniper was right in this area right here. So I could pick up a little bit of that distance. The primary thing about picking up the distance is it gets me a little bit even or a little bit past the sand. So it gives me a little bit more maneuverability. When you're out here and you've short shot it and you have to hit over the sand, or you've got to put the sand more into play. Normally when I'm dealing with traps and one-on-one, knowing that this is a low percentage albatross hole, I will almost always start my ball off more to the left and try and bring it back to the right to avoid the sand trap here, as opposed to starting my ball off here and trying to maneuver the sand trap, where if you make any mistakes at all, you're in the sand. Now if you make a mistake to the left, you're in the clear, but if you make any mistake to the right, or if you didn't set your perfect shot up, you're putting the sand and that rough into play. So usually in one-on-one, I will start off on a hole like this. I'll start off more to the left and try and bring it back to the right. Try and get away from or past the sand before I start bringing it in. All right, that was hole number 1 of the Tropic Kings tournament in Monday's practice round of the Rookie Division. Thanks for watching.